Hello, 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 friends. Nicholas here. DIVO, TED Talks, Devoted Talks, whatever suits your fancy. I like both of them, where we take ancient wisdom and practices through a modern lens and experience to help end suffering for you, for your loved ones, and maybe the world by seeing, hearing, and understanding the world differently. I think that's the winner. I think that's the winner. I think that's our tagline. I think that's it. I think it's it. And as I'm sitting here, I have the song from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I was playing a Motown playlist, but for some reason that song came up, and I don't know if it was that person's playlist or somehow AI linked the music. But it was maybe the original or a cover of it, but Pure Imagination. In a world of pure imagination, and you'll see what is me. I don't know all the words. I do have a desire one day to sing and perform that in my own key and in my own way. That would make me very happy because it's such a beautiful song, and I just always remember being amazed and inspired by the Chocolate Factory from the movie. Like this world of pure imagination where the only limitation to what you can experience there is what you are able to conceive of. And like truly, it's just this amazing thing. Like, and beyond the edible everything. Like, I don't really care about that, but like, what if you could create this fantasy land to exist in, and that was the reality, and not just what other people have told you reality is? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But what holds us back from a world of pure imagination? Our beliefs, the things we fill ourselves with, right? Sometimes you can't help it, right? When you come into this life, you are with the family and people and circumstances with whom you are. And the watching of those things and the absorbing of those things will impact how you see and interact with the world. And in some ways, that's not a bad thing because, it helps you understand the world, but it depends on how skewed it is, right? This is how indoctrination works and grooming works, where these things that are being presented to you are to some end or for some specific gain or for specific ends. And, without going too far down that sidebar, I'll leave it at what we were shown early in life will always impact how we process and interact with the world. It is our software that is uploaded to the hardware of the human mind that we are born with. And some of us are born with more capacity, and some are born with less capacity, and some can be learned and practiced, and others, there isn't going to be much more. And this variation is what makes the world such a beautiful place. But your ability to imagine, your ability to dream, your ability to see things that aren't there yet and or create the space for them to come into manifestation is amazing. And it is the birthright of the human. Like, we live in a world of manifestation. We live in a world of what we think we can achieve. And I don't know if anybody else has been experiencing this lately, but me personally, I've had stray thoughts a lot this past week and last couple of weeks where soon after things happen, like for instance, 2 days ago I spilled water and I was like, oh, I can't believe I did that again. I hope I don't do that again. I think I've learned my lesson. And then today, doggone it, I spilled even more than I normally spill. And it's like I set the stage because I wasn't paying attention to what I was thinking and feeling, and that gave it prime fertile soil to manifest because I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't trying to squeeze it or hold it too tight. I planted it and let it go. And that's what I want to bring forth with this talk right now is your world of pure imagination can only take root if you plant the seed and let it do its thing, right? And we do live in a manifestational reality. And so letting things do their thing sometimes is just forgetting about them and letting them go. I mean, for instance, so I've been breeding rats. I think I've talked about that a little bit. And this guy was like, oh, hey, odd eye, if you could get that, that would be awesome. And I was like, oh, that's so rare. Like that rarely ever happens. Like it's 1 in a million. I would love to, but I just don't think that that's going to happen. And it's not 1 in a million, but it's a very specific thing. And, I was like, I haven't been breeding that long. It would never happen. Well, today or last night, actually, I found one in my latest one that I'm about to sell to the pet store. And it was an odd eye. And I was like, no way. So now, since I have one, I'm going to work with it to see if I can't make it a regular thing. Like take what was said to be rare and unpredictable and actually make it predictable, because that would make me feel good. And so I'm watching these manifestations come forward, but what that's requiring of me is the responsibility to be careful about what I am thinking about, or else I'm going to have floods of water in the bathroom and floods of water in the yoga studio. I watered the plant this morning and it overflowed and ran across the floor. And luckily I'd already used the mop. So I was able to mop it up really quickly because the mop was primed to do that. But these stray thoughts are taking root because the fertile soil of manifestation is life itself. And so think about all the times that you're like, I just knew they were going to do something wrong, or I just knew this was going to happen. And then it happens and you're like, see, I knew it was going to happen. But would it have happened had you not been thinking about it? I would contend that it probably wouldn't, or we wouldn't be able to quantify that because it did happen, because it was planted, it was put forth. In fact, I would also argue that if something couldn't be a reality, it wouldn't even be able to be thought of. So all things that are potentials are able to be conceived of, and anything that can't be conceived of is the things that can't happen, but then we would never be able to think about them. And so it's an interesting conundrum, right? It's a paradox. You can have anything you want and you can't have anything that you cannot conceive of, but because of the limitations of what we believe is possible, we don't let the things happen that exist in our imagination because we think they're just imagination. And that's where the belief comes back to. So if you, for instance, have planted a seed and you think all you have is a bottle of vinegar, and you know that if you water the plant with that, that'll kill it, that's what you're going to believe. And so you either stop looking for water or just assume that the plant won't grow. And so those beliefs then influence that manifestation or that seed from ever taking root, from sprouting or doing anything. And so I'm getting a little off topic. In Yoga and Ayurveda, our beliefs influence everything about our actions and everything about the energetics that we carry and push out into the world and receive from the world. And so if you want clean, clear manifestation, you have to be clean and clear in the mind. And that happens through meditation, through regular practice, prayer, whatever helps you connect to the greater energies that are you, that are of you, and that are for you. So my friends, hopefully you can take away that it is a beautiful thing to live in a world of pure imagination, and that lazy doesn't exist in a vacuum. It is something that happens when there's no inspiration going on in your world or with the things that you have and the beliefs that are thus attached to it because of beliefs and the programming that you have on the hardware of your soul. All right, my friends. My wish for you is in this new year to be well and be free. And even though you're getting this message later, Happy New Year.